game from the Utah Jazz. And yet again, Keyonte George absolutely comes up big in the clutch. He's the clutch king. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. It's a Utah Jazz channel and NBA, and if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? All right, what an incredible game for the Utah Jazz. Absolutely fantastic. They are... it couldn't have worked out perfectly. Utah has so much on the line this season in terms of their pick, but what we're seeing is absolutely remarkable performances night after night that just blow me away. And mostly it is Keyonte George. We'll get to that in a second. Two things. First, I just wanted to say how mad I was at Paolo Banchero tonight. This guy sucks. Just like they talk, like the SpongeBob soundbite. I can't remember. I think it's one of the fish people when they go, "Oh man, this guy stinks." That's Paolo Banchero. I'm not quite sure what exactly he's good at, right? What exactly is Paolo Banchero good at? I don't know. I think he's good at being big and handling the ball. But this guy can't shoot. And 6 for 18 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3. You just can't rely on him to win you a game. I mean, 9 assists and 9 rebounds is great. I think Dre, in our SLC Dunk chat, talked about comparing him to like Julius Randle, which I think is probably a good comp. But Julius Randle can shoot the ball, right? Like, he's not like a dead-eye shooter, but Julius Randle can shoot. I'm not quite, Banchero can't shoot. It's just not there. I don't know. I don't see it. And I was mad because he should have beat the Jazz tonight. Missed 5 free throws. He got 15 free throws, but missed 5 of them. He can't even shoot free throws consistently. It's bonkers. I mean, if I'm an Orlando Magic fan, the one I'm excited about is Anthony Black. Holy smokes. And, you know, if there is a Giannis trade out there where you could trade Banchero for Giannis, I would do that in a heartbeat if I'm the Orlando Magic. In an absolute heartbeat. That would be just absolute robbery. If you could get Giannis for Banchero, while Banchero's stock is probably still pretty good, that's like a no-brainer. Call it in, Orlando, if that's there. By the way, Jace Garner, it's time. We got to get you a nickname. Let's just think about it throughout the show. Something with Ace was nice. Jace Garner. Jace the Ace Garner. I don't know if that's perfect. Although I kind of have to say Arius Jace Garner because of Arius Ace Bailey. I was thinking about it. Kind of fun. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Jace Ace Garner. I don't know. It's a little short, but I don't mind it. But let's keep going. All right. One thing we got to look at, and this is like, there's a lot of great things happening for the Utah Jazz. A lot of things are coming up Millhouse. It's really nice. Let's just go to Tankathon. You know who's tanking and not on purpose is the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's going badly. For all Jazz fans who followed it closely, not a surprise that Donovan Mitchell is now imploding another team. But look at this. Where are the Cleveland Cavaliers? Not on the top here. Let's see. What's going on here? Oh, this is the mock draft. This is why I can't find him. All right, look at this. Cleveland's at 16. And there's a world, I mean, Atlanta has some really nice things going for it. Jalen Johnson looks like a star. They've got athletes and defenders all over the floor. It sucks that Porzingis is dealing with that long COVID stuff, which just is looking crazy. Hopefully he can get better. It doesn't look like it. It's a weird situation. That sucks for him. But if he does come back, or if somehow Atlanta can make a trade for some sort of depth, I think Atlanta can overtake Cleveland. And I think Memphis, we saw Chicago get hot earlier in the year. Can Chicago get a little bit better? Chicago beat Cleveland the other day, and then I think Cleveland lost again. They lost 3 in a row. They're 3-7 in their last 10. And if they get into this top 14, that's more lottery balls for the Utah Jazz, because remember, the Utah Jazz have the pick swap with Cleveland this year. They own their pick outright next year, but this year's a pick swap. So how does that affect the Jazz? Well, Utah, let's say Cleveland just continues to suck this year, or let's say there's some sort of injury or something, and they just continue to lose, and they get in the top 14. Utah gets their pick if they jump to anywhere here. Utah gets to pick between them and Cleveland if they want the pick. And so if Cleveland jumps to number 1, Utah can get it. Unless Utah does not own their pick in the Oklahoma City thing. So we're actually seeing even more reason that Utah needs to keep their pick. Because if Cleveland continues to drop, then that's even more lottery balls for the Utah Jazz, because basically all these lottery balls are for Utah, right? And if they get into here and that's like, let's say they get to like this spot, that's 7.1% chance added to whatever Utah's percentage chance is. So it's part of the reason why like the Spurs have jumped in the past, because they've had multiple picks in the lottery. That's just more lottery balls. That's more raffle tickets. And if Cleveland jumps into this area, Utah gets those lottery balls because they can choose to swap. But like I said, if Utah ends this season and gets jumped, like the worst case is if Utah's at 8 and the only team that jumps is the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it puts the Jazz at 9, Cleveland would keep the pick in that scenario because Utah has to give that pick to the Thunder. So Utah has to be in the bottom 8. They have to. And then guess what? Things are going real bad for Cleveland. There is really a shot here, guys, for Utah to get a top pick in this draft, and then for years get even more good picks. And then you start looking at dynasty stuff. I'm telling you, I'm so big on AJ DeBonsa. He's like number 1 for me, I think, at this point. Number 2 for me is Darren Peterson. And then I think there's a debate with 3 and 4 between Caleb Wilson and Cameron Boozer, his son. And then guess what else, guys? This is a draft where you want to be as high as you can. Jaden Quaintance came back. Looks awesome. Back from the ACL tear. He is an absolute defensive monster. And if things go awry with Walker Kessler and the Jazz can come out of it with Jaden Quaintance, oh my gosh, guys, there is so much to like. And I tell you what, if AJ DeBonsa joins this Jazz team, you're looking at like the absolute, like one of the most popular Utah athletes ever. Like, can you imagine AJ DeBonsa joining this team? I mean, in the last game, we saw Keyonte George and AJ DeBonsa talking after the game. They're friends at this point, and if you could just combine Keyonte George with AJ DeBonsa, and then you still have, I mean, basically, they just need to shut down Lauri Markkanen for the season. I'm not even kidding. At this point, just do it. I'm really proud of Ryan Smith and Austin Ainge for doing what they're doing. You have to keep this pick. Because if you can add AJ DeBonsa, next year Utah's going to be good. They're trying to lose these games, and they're dang near winning them every single time. What happens if Utah wins the lottery, gets AJ DeBonsa, plays Lauri Markkanen full time, either gets Walker Kessler back, or adds someone like a Jaden Quaintance, or someone like that? I'm telling you. I mean, like, if Utah just gets like the number 4 pick and comes out of it with Caleb Wilson, and you add his defense, the stocks king, to this Jazz team, you're looking at an absolute awesome core of players. There is just no lose situation with this Jazz. The only thing that they need to do is lose more. Just keep on losing. Keep on losing, baby. Like, let's see. Let's refresh this. I mean, we might as well do this right now before we get into the game, but Utah's now 10-17. The win against Dallas hurt, but it was the young guys. It is what it is. Utah just needs to keep resting their guys. Just has to do it. Brooklyn's winning. But Utah, look at this, 5-5 in their last 10. That's got to stop. You've got to keep losing. So it's good what they've done. You know, it's good what they're doing. And they just got to keep going. New Orleans has won 4 in a row. The Clippers won 1 today. Utah is likely going to jump at least 2 spots. If the Jazz can just end the season at like 4 or 5, then that's perfect. That's just perfect. Because then, guess what? You are safe, especially at 4. I think the Jazz can definitely get to this 4 spot. They definitely can. I think Charlotte is good enough and has so much, young talent on this team at a certain point that they just can't really, Utah can go to 5, and I think they're actually pretty safe if you can be at 5, right? I think you're safe at that point. But it's scary. It's very, very unlikely that 4 teams, like from 6 to 14, jump. But, we saw a little bit of that. I mean, even last year's lottery where we fell to 5. I mean, they did fall 4 spots, but it wouldn't happen this time because remember, Charlotte jumped and they were right there. So it's scary stuff, but you never know. I don't know, guys. I'm in my basement and the dryer is being really loud. I hope you cannot hear that. If you hear something, that's what that is. Anyways, I think Utah can get to this 4 spot because I think Charlotte, LA, and New Orleans over the long haul of the season will jump them if the Jazz keep it up. They've got to keep tanking. And I'm sorry, they've got to tank so hard because this team is good. They're pretty good. And it's going to take some real fortitude to do this. But it's the right thing because if you can add A.J. DeBonsa to what the Jazz have already going, you're looking at a championship contender. And sooner than later. Because guess what? You add an A.J. DeBonsa, you go into free agency, you have some money, you can either re-sign Walker Kessler, sign and trade, or something like that with someone else, whatever you do, but then you have a core, right? Or Darren Peterson, or Cam Boozer, or Caleb Wilson, or Jaden Quaintance, or something like that. You already have a core of good players, and then that's why someone like Quaintance or Caleb Wilson is interesting. The Utah Jazz's biggest weakness at this point is defense. And you add one of those 2 guys, and all of a sudden things get, they just help you improve immediately. And then Utah can go out and make some sort of move for somebody. Like, go get Keon Ellis, right? And just let him play off of Keyonte George. I honestly, that's the type of player I think the Jazz should go for is go get Keon Ellis, go fill your team with 2-way players that play defense and that can shoot and score and things like that. That's what I would do. All right. Any ideas for Jace Garner? Garner the win? Ooh, Jace garners us. I don't know. The race, Jace, the race for Ace. Jace Garner. Key for 3 at PG, the OG, $5, my man. Earn first pick, get 5th pick last year. Earn 5th pick, get first pick this year. I love it. Tank note, bomb for DeBonsa, cruise for booze, acquaint yourself with Jaden. Absolutely. Peterson, Peter for Darren, or something like that. Jace is the ace. I think I like that. Jace is the ace, Garner. There we go. I think you said that last time, keep for 3, and I liked it. Yep. Gavel time. Jace is the ace. Garner. Jace is the ace. I like it. All right. So Start caring for Darren. There we go. By the way, Darren Peterson has not played a lot this year, but people, there's this one TikTok account with this guy he's got this funny accent and he talks about countries, but people forget. People are forgetting how good Darren Peterson is. He's really good. And, you know, you don't watch him play for a while and you see what AJ DeBonsa, what he's doing. If Utah comes out of the draft with Darren Peterson next to Keyonte George, you're talking best backcourt in the NBA. And I'm not even exaggerating. That is like a duo of guards that I don't know how you stop them. Like Darren Peterson looks like a freaking Jedi when he plays. He just moves, controls everything around him. And the fact that like he was shooting what he was from 3, which was the only question about Darren Peterson, and then he promptly shot 40+% from 3. I mean, honestly, Darren Peterson looks like SGA. That's who he is. He's that good. He's going to be phenomenal. And if you put him next to Keyonte George and then Ace Bailey and Lauri Markkanen and then whoever we end up with at center, it would be crazy. You just can't lose. You know, I kind of lean towards AJ DeBonsa because you can't teach 6'9", 6'10". That's just something you can't teach. But man, Darren Peterson is special, guys. He is special. Man, what a just a luxury of riches. It's late. I'm sorry. Thank you, Andy, by the way. Let's see. Let's go in. I'm sick and tired of Svi Mikhailiuk playing. I'm sick and tired of, look at this, 23 points on 5 of 8 shooting from 3, 9 for 16 from the field. I don't need this stress in my life. I don't need this. I don't need it. The Jazz don't need it. What are we doing? What are we doing? We need to lose these games. I don't need heart attacks anymore. I need less stress, right? I want less stress on my way to getting AJ DeBonsa. The stress I want is next year when I'm rooting for AJ DeBonsa and Keyonte George leading the Jazz in the playoffs. That's the stress I want, but not this year. Not this year. I want calm, clear waters, right? I don't need this Whitewater Rapids stuff that Svi Mikhailiuk is doing with all this shooting. I don't need it. It's too much offense. All right? Enough, Jazz. Make the trade. Oh, Dizarama, $4.99. Thank you, my man, so much. $5 is so generous. Imagine where the Jazz would be if we had Walker right now. We would not be potentially keeping our pick. I'll tell you that much. Like, honestly, in fact, we can just look at it. We would be in play-in territory, no question. Where's the standings? Right there. You look at where Utah's at right now, 12, but we'd be better than Dallas and Portland and Memphis. And honestly, Golden State, we'd be in this area. That's how crazy the West is, guys. I mean, Minnesota just beat OKC last night. Anthony Edwards is an absolute dog. He's awesome. I love Ant Edwards. I think he's so great. But yeah, I could see the Jazz being in the 7th spot. I think that's where the Utah Jazz are going to be next year. Definitely. And I think you're wondering, like, how good? Probably still a little young to get too high, but you never know. Keyonte George is playing like an all-star. Lauri Markkanen has been scoring at an elite level. And then if you had Walker Kessler, I'm telling you guys, a lot of people have Jaden Quaintance top 5. And if Utah loses the lottery but somehow ends up at 5, and if you could trade Walker Kessler for something, I think you got to think about it. In fact, the problem is I don't know how to spell Jaden Quaintance. How do you spell Jaden? Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Let me put this back. I'm just going to put this here. Jaden Quaintance. He's playing for Kentucky. He is 6'9", so he's a little bit undersized, but he can defend 1 through 5. He is a special defensive player. Like special. In 18 minutes tonight, it's pretty apparent. I mean, he tore his ACL, so there's a little bit of like worry there. What is his length? What are Jaden Quaintance's strengths? His length, athleticism, and rebounding establish a strong baseline with flashes of touch, shooting, and passing hint at significant offensive upside. He is the perfect Will Hardy player because he's kind of like a Draymond Green. I know that's the lazy comparison, but he's like 6'9", super long. What is Jaden Quaintance measurements? Let's see. Listed around 6'10" or 6'9.5", 255. What's that wingspan though? 7'5". That's bonkers. Rudy Gobert has the record at 7'9", and Rudy Gobert's like 7 foot infinity. And he's 6'10" with a 7'5" wingspan. And that's one of the reasons why Draymond's so good, guys. People forget that Draymond Green wingspan 7'1", and Draymond's 6'6", so he's a +5. Jaden Quaintance is a +5 at like 6'9", 6'10". I'm feeling my heart fall in love, guys. There's so much to like in this draft. It's crazy. Let's just do wingspan searches tonight. That's just the show. We just like Google stuff. Let's see. Caleb Wilson wingspan. 7 foot wingspan. 6'9". That's Quaintance. I didn't realize Quaintance was 7'5". Oh my gosh. I'm in love. I didn't know it was 7'5". 7'5"? That's crazy. Look at this guy. I love him. Kentucky. Excellent shot blocking, mobility, strong defensive instincts, and good passing creating ability. That's the Will Hardy player. Put him at the top of the three-point line. Let him pass to cutters. Dribble handoffs. And he can shoot. Oh my gosh. I would do everything. Is there a way we can trade into the top? If he falls to like 7, I'm doing like a stupid trade to get him. I really am. Oh my gosh, guys. I want this guy on the Jazz. Could you imagine if you had AJ DeBonsa and Jaden Quaintance? Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways. So can we please trade Svi Mikhailuk can we get AJ DeBonsa? Does that seem reasonable to anyone else? What are we doing? Anyways, Kyle Filipowski got the start, not as effective. Really, the defense kind of shows up as the negative, but still, he still adds positive value. I think basically what a night like tonight shows, I mean, he goes 2 for 7, 0 for 3. I'm glad he missed because we need to lose this game, but I think he's just more effective as a backup big. I really like what Filipowski does. I think there's a bit of a ceiling because there's a lack of athleticism there, but he is a jack of all trades and he's pretty good at them. Right? He can score inside, he can shoot the 3. He's a solid passer. The defense is just kind of the issue. But that's okay. If you're off the bench and you're playing well, then great. I don't know. Yusuf Nurkic had a tough time tonight. He's played honestly better than I think any Jazz fan expected. He has just been really good for compared to what you probably thought he would be. He's huge. He's just big, but he's also slow. So against a team like the Magic, who have a lot of athletes. By the way, the Magic did not have the German guy, and they didn't have what's his name? Jalen. Jalen? What's his last name? Jalen whatever. I can't remember his name. Anyways, they didn't have a lot of guys playing, so Utah's pretty lucky to not have won this game. It's a good job by the Utah Jazz front office to just do what they're doing. But anyways, like I said, there's a lot of athletes on this Magic team that can take advantage of someone like Nurkic, and they did. But Nurkic might actually do pretty well defending. I think the Jazz play the Nuggets next. He's pretty big, so he might be able to do. He's not going to do well against Jokic. I shouldn't even say that. But he's big enough that he's not going to get pushed around, at least, So we'll see how that Denver Nuggets game goes. That's enough on Nurkic, though. I don't care. Ace Bailey, without Lauri Markkanen, the Jazz have been able to kind of run things through Ace, and he just is doing great things. He's really showing that, like, if Ace was on the Wizards, he'd be putting up numbers. I really think so. Because one thing that we're seeing from Ace is that he's a smart player that is making the right plays. And I honestly do agree that I think this Utah Jazz system has been great for him. Will Hardy, who seems to like pop a blood vessel in his neck every game, is really demanding from these players to play the right way. Now, defensively, it's still a question mark with, this team and with Will Hardy. I think we've seen them play pretty good defense at times, and you hope, you drafted Jaden Quaintance, and you get Walker Kessler back, and or a Caleb Wilson or something like that. It changes things pretty quickly when you have that type of defensive talent, and when you're trying to win, things get better pretty quick. Utah, you look at this starting lineup. I mean, Ace Bailey, probably the best defender of this starting unit, right? He's long, tall, and he really tries. He's just not got the strength yet. And that's just the story for all rookies. It's just, you're not strong enough. I mean, he's going up against Banchero, who's bad at basketball, but he's at least big and strong and drives into you, and he's just huge. And I'd say Ace Bailey did pretty well. I mean, he comes out as an even plus minus, right? And then his shooting numbers, he's been shooting better from three. This was a little bit of a down night for him shooting from three, but still like respectable. 2 for 7. He goes 6 for 14 from the field, and that's with 5 misses from three. That means Ace went 4 for 9 from 2, right? Let's see, 4. I think so. Am I right with my math? 4 for 9. So from 2, he's doing great, and he had that incredible dunk. He had that second dunk attempt that he missed, but he's like getting to the basket. And I thought tonight, those 2 drives to the basket, especially that dunk, which was insane. In fact, let's just look at it. It's just wild, the extension. Running dunk shot. It was, look at how, I mean, he just jumps from so far away. It just is crazy extension. Let's see. I want to look at the dunk that he missed, though, because what's making me excited is that it's one of the misses. Jump shot, driving flow, jump shot, driving dunk shot missed. This is the one. This one also, he just missed it. But what gets me excited, let's see. Like, what gets me excited is, look, he's driving through and sees the opening and goes for it. He just missed it. I think he thought the other guy was going to come, and he just missed it. But I mean, we're starting to see him start to do a little bit more. Like, him driving to the basket is the next step, really. And then beyond that, he actually can kind of handle it pretty decently. If he can just have complete control of that ball, why not have him run some pick and rolls? He knows what he's doing. We've seen that he has a high basketball IQ. I don't know why we don't give him a little more opportunity. Like, I would love to just shut Lauri Markkanen down, and then on games against like the Wizards and the Nets and the Hornets, sit Key and let Ace Bailey run pick and rolls. Like, honestly, let Ace run the offense. Let him screw up and get better and get reps, because this is going to be the best practice for him he's ever going to get. And so that's something I would like to see. And I know that's probably pretty radical, but you gotta do what you gotta do to win a title, and letting him do that would be great. I would love to see a 10-game stretch of Ace Bailey running pick and rolls, and you know, it would be great. Just great experience against NBA talent. When else? Because these teams and these players, they don't get a lot of opportunities to practice during the season, especially on back-to-backs. Most of the time it's like walkthroughs, pregame warm-ups, and they'll do like practices sometimes in between, but it's so much travel. You're trying to get players rest so that they're up for the game. And so the games are, in a lot of ways, for a team like this Jazz team especially, they're kind of the practice. So I would like to see them let Ace do some more, you know? Keyonte George, it's funny, he had like kind of a down shooting. He did have a down shooting night tonight, and he was still spectacular. He still scores 27 because he gets 10 free throws. We're seeing a special player develop right in front of us, guys. He is a special player. 8 for 22 tonight, 2 for 8 from 3, and he was terrifying. Even that last play where he makes that 3, in fact, we got to watch it because it was remarkable. Look at how scared Anthony Black is. Look at how he's just so careful trying, and he still gets the foul. Still does. It's crazy. His ability to draw fouls while also knocking down shots. He has such control of space. His handle is better, and he is just making the right move. And he's also assisting the ball at a high rate. Look at this. 9 assists. So you can't just play off of him. And you've got to be honest with him in every situation, because he's a 3-level scorer. He is a special player offensively, and I hoped he would become this. I didn't expect it. Man, he is absolutely becoming a star right in front of us. And I just don't know why anyone would think that he doesn't deserve MIP. He's playing so well. And when you bring up, in fact, it stinks because his 3-point percentage just kept rising. It's better than Lauri Markkanen's 3-point percentage right now, by the way. But look at this. 23.9. He's almost at 24 points per game. Are you kidding? Like, it's very reasonable to just expect him to be a 25 points per game scorer. And then the assists, like, just under, I mean, if he gets to like 25 and 7, how is he not an all-star? I don't know. In fact, and I'm sure Donovan's putting up big numbers, but I'm just curious. I want to see. Something tells me. Let's see. Let's do it right now. Let's just do NBA.com. Players. I'm sure Donovan's probably close to 30, right? I mean, he's got to get those shots in garbage time when you're going to lose. Can't make other players better. Let's see. Where's Donovan? Right there. Donovan Mitchell, 30.7. Okay. Yeah. But just consider this. Assists 5.5. You look at Keyonte George, 23.9. He's doing this without Lauri Markkanen. 6.8 assists per game. Tonight he had 9. And he scored 27 tonight on a bad shooting night. He's getting to the point where I'm going to be surprised if he's not at 25 points per game. Because his ability to get to the line, like, how many free throws is he averaging? Let's go here. Keyonte George averaging free throw attempts per game. 7.5. That's the star level. I did a research thing on this. This is like Kawhi Leonard MVP season. That's crazy. In fact, let's look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who everyone, look at that, 9.5. 6.3 for Donovan. Look at this, 7.2, Nikola Jokic, who everyone says is the best player in the game. Jaylen Brown, Anthony Edwards. Keyonte George is at this level. 12.1 free throw attempts per Luka Doncic is a joke. That's annoying, actually. This is the Laker effect, too, by the way. I don't care what anyone says. This is where but look at this. This is where Keyonte George is. In fact, where does Keyonte George show up on this? Right there, 19. We're looking at a top 20 guy right now. Just from stat. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I just can't believe how good Keyonte George has been. The absolute arrival is here. And then he's shooting these free throws at 91%. Like, this is crazy stuff. I'm like kind of blown away. Wow. Impressive stuff. Impressive stuff, guys. And so you have to combine, if you can combine one more elite talent with Key and make like Lauri Markkanen the third option, are you serial? Are you for serial? And then a bench of guys like Taylor Hendricks and Filipowski, and we're seeing some great stuff from Isaiah Collier, Walter Clayton. Cody Williams is showing signs of life even. But if you have a bench guy of like, even, I guess if they keep him because they're so in love with him, Svi Mikhailiuk, Bryce Sensabaugh, if he can take a leap, who knows? Or you go to free agency and you bring guys on. Crazy potential with this Jazz team. I honestly, if they win the lottery and they got AJ DeBonsa, they go out and just fill the gaps with more talent, just on the free agency market, which is not very good, by the way. Free agency doesn't even really exist anymore. This Jazz team gets so good. I just don't see how they don't, at minimum, play in the play-in next year. Whether they win the lottery or not, to be honest. Bryce Sensabaugh didn't shoot the ball well, but I was happy to see that he's doing more, and he was a +3. I think he's just getting a little bit better. I don't know how else to describe it. That's not the best analysis, but he's improving in other ways other than just shooting threes, and he didn't even shoot the 3 tonight very well. I need another sip of this guy. But he's playing really well. Well, not really well, but he's contributing. And he's doing other things than just shooting threes. And he honestly hasn't been shooting it for the length of the season. I didn't realize he's up to 8.8 per game, but like 25-26, he's shooting 34% from 3. He's not even actually shooting the ball well. But it's nice to see him do other things. If he's not shooting the 3 well, there's not a lot of reason to play him. But because he was contributing and doing good things, 24 minutes. This is the weird one, and maybe this is just injury recovery, but Taylor Hendricks played 10 minutes. I want to see him get more minutes, right? Look at this, 1 for 1, that's Isaiah Collier. 2 for 2 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3 for Hendricks, 2 rebounds, but he only got to play 10 minutes, right? Like, if he plays 30, this pans out to 18 points and 6 rebounds and, shooting it well. He's shooting a high percentage from 3. Like, Hendricks is an absolute shooter. Catch and shoot. Look at that. He's shooting 40% from 3 this year. It's really impressive. We just need him to stay healthy. So, yeah, and I would love to see him get some backup center minutes. Honestly, I wonder if, like, Kevin Love is earning himself some trade interest, and we are probably seeing some trade interest for Svi Mikhailiuk, who tonight, I would love to see him traded for something. 40% from 3 this year. Shooting lights out. So, can we trade some of these guys to the Los Angeles Clippers and help them win some games? That would be nice. Isaiah Collier, we mentioned, but yeah, that's all I got to say on Hendricks. I'd just like to see him play more. And I don't know if he's not doing what Will Hardy wants. I don't know if it's injury related, because he truly had a catastrophic injury. It was horrible. And it's probably going to take some time. You know, there might even be some pain management there a little bit with the leg. So who knows? We'll see. But when he's on the floor, he's shooting it well, that's for sure. Isaiah Collier's playing pretty darn well. Pretty darn well. Like, legitimately kind of earning back those minutes for sure. 6 for 12 from the field. This is 2 games in a row where he's taken 1 3 and knocked it down. Oh, I think he went 1 for 2 last game. But anyways, 2 for 3 his last 2 games. Very small sample size, but he's knocking it down. In fact, I'd like to look at it just to see what the form is. Look, this is, let's see. I don't even think I remember seeing this. You know, it looks pretty decent. Like, straight up and down, boom. Not bad. I don't think he's Kyle Korver yet, but hey, if he can hit that 3 with a little bit of consistency. In fact, I'm just curious. We're doing stats tonight, I guess. But let's see. 3-point percentage, 36. That's what he's shooting right now. Right? I mean, it's smaller sample size, but he's shooting 36% from 3. If he consistently shoots 36% from 3, he is a real weapon. And he's someone you keep on your team, and you can absolutely have him be backup point guard. And the fact that he assists the ball, I mean, he had 12 assists last game, 9 assists this game. He's averaging 10 assists per game in his last 2 games. Pretty crazy. 18 points, 9 assists, both him and Key, 9 assists. I mean, that's why it's so fun to think about this upcoming draft. And if DeBonsa or Peterson ends up on this Jazz team, you know, and you have a trio of guards like that, it's pretty exciting stuff. Right? So it's nice to see Collier doing well. I was kind of out on him after Summer League. He looked so bad in Summer League and so out of control, and it was not very good. And I just was like, I don't know what to think. And now he's kind of figured it out. He really is kind of understanding when to attack, and he's assisting it. I mean, he's one of those guys that it's just wild how many assists he gets. Sometimes you don't even notice it. But 18 and 9 is big time. That's amazing. If you had Collier averaging something like 14 and 6 in like 20 minutes per game off the bench for the Jazz, I mean, that'd be incredible. And if he's shooting 36% from 3, watch out. And I do love that he plays good defense. Look at this, +6. Tied with almost just 1 less than Keyonte George for best plus minus on the team for the game. You know, he defends hard. He plays hard. It's really nice. Like I mentioned, Kevin Love is playing well tonight. I mean, his percentages, he's quietly had a very good season. He just hasn't played a lot of minutes. Tonight, he actually got the minutes, and the numbers panned out. 50% from the field, 57% from 3, 4 for 7. The defense isn't great, but, you know, he was a +4 tonight. It's crazy. And 16 rebounds. I mean, part of defense is rebounding, and that's what he did. He's just an elite rebounder still. He just is. He's always been an incredible rebounder. And he's a little bit bigger now than he was with Cleveland, where he was just in that elite shape. Now he's, you know, a little bit in the twilight. He's a lot like me. Probably eats Milk Duds at night once in a while. But anyways, 16 points, 16 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a block, +4 in 31 minutes. I mean, I think he 100% might get some trade interest from some teams wanting just some depth and some veteran, you know, a guy that's been there in the playoffs and can hit shots and isn't afraid of the moment. Why not? And I'd love to trade Kevin Love, because then I would really like to give those backup center minutes to Taylor Hendricks. I want to see Taylor Hendricks get more minutes at center. I just do. I want to see it. And if it doesn't work, then whatever. But at least can we see it? Finally, I mean, Utah really played everyone. Walter Clayton played 8 minutes. He did not play particularly well. We need to play him more. And if it helps us lose, great. And if he improves, then that's also good. We've seen him have up moments this year and down moments, and that's fine. He's a rookie too. Cody Williams, 12 minutes. He legit was like a big part of the Jazz beating the Dallas Mavericks, no question. And I know he went 0 for 4, but what I love is that he's looking more aggressive. He missed 2, 3. Yeah, he's got to improve the shooting. But you know what? He got 12 minutes because he defends. And, who knows? I don't think the Jazz should. I think they should be paying Cody Williams minimums and just see if eventually he kind of figures it out. But one thing that I love that he's figuring it out is after that massive dunk last game, it was kind of like, I know, I tell you what, this was my favorite 0 for 4 performance ever, because what you're seeing is confidence. And that's the biggest thing, is I just want to see confidence. Like right here, you see Cody Williams get the ball and he's driving. Look at this. And yeah, that's a block shot. That's just a good play by Banchero. I guess that's something Banchero can do. But this one makes me happy because look, he's not screwing around. He's going hard to the basket. Both those plays. I like it. That's what you want to see, because what's been the biggest problem with Cody Williams is just like confidence and aggressiveness. And guess what? If he goes in and he drives and he tries to cram it on people, I love it. I love it. Utah needs more of that. And so I love it. My favorite 0 for 4 performance ever. Brought to you by Cody Williams. I guess that's it tonight, guys. That was a fun one. Jace is the Ace Garner, my man. Welcome to the All-Stars. Really happy to have you. Let's put this music back down. I keep forgetting at the beginning to fix the music levels. But guess what, guys? Utah is at 8. In fact, we didn't really look at Tankathon much today. Let's just do a quick glance at the advanced stats. Where is Utah? Offensively, Utah is sitting at 14. Holy crap. Keyonte George, man. Holy crap. No way. Utah just jumped into the top half of the league in offense. Did not expect that. On offensive rating. Now, the problem is right here. Utah is the 29th defense again. Man, they got to keep that up, though. But this right here, this offensive rating is exciting. This is Keyonte George. Look at that. Holy smokes. The Jazz are doing it. Nice. All right, let's go to Tankathon. Utah now sits at 8. Like I said, I think they can get to like the 4 or 5 spot. I think it can happen. If the lottery was today, what would happen? We've had 2 wins in a row. Whoa, 3 in a row, baby. Utah goes to 3. That means they've got a tough choice. Cam Boozer, Caleb Wilson, maybe Jaden Quaintance. I don't think you take Quaintance over Caleb Wilson. Caleb Wilson is the truth. I love that kid. So Utah could choose Cameron Boozer. If you don't believe in Cam Boozer and you think Caleb Wilson is a better player, do you trade back and get an insane package from somebody? Or can you trade up from 3 to 2? What if someone makes a crazy... That's the thing, is if you get to 3, I could see someone seeing all the numbers from Cameron Boozer, like the stupid Kings who suck. Maybe they are like, we need Cam Boozer because his numbers are crazy. And then you get Darren Peterson because he didn't play. I don't know. Jazz win again. Jazz win again. Yeah. Woo, wah, wah. All right. It's late. What is it? 1:27? Holy crap. All right, let's give a shout out to the All-Stars tonight, guys. Let's give a shout out to Jace's the Ace Garner, Steve Areno, Stu Sir, Let Him Cook Sturdy Pots, Ezekiel Raisibe, the man from Down Under, Tyson Price, Pay the Man, The Price is Right. See ya, Lex Salater. Happy birthday again, my man. Jordan the Goat, Best Roll, Christian House, Money to Haas, Robert, Hall of Fame, Arcs Poetica, I Believe in Steve, Jazz Exile, Austin R. Grant, Editor Extraordinaire, Kiefer 3 at PG, the OG, and Patrick Akubo, the absolute connoisseur. Thank you again, Dizarama, for the donation. Thank you, Key43, for the donation as well. I really appreciate it. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel.